Being trilingual is not that special. Welcome back to the Rice Bowl channel. You heard it here first. I recently got a comment on my last long video, thank you to everyone who watched that one, saying that it's not that impressive to be trilingual, at least in Europe. And I want to address that today. I want to talk about that today. I'm not European. I'm not from Europe. Well, I do have European ancestry, believe it or not, but I'm not from Europe. I never stepped foot in Europe. But I want to talk about my situation from my corner of the world. I'm from a corner of the world in North America, a peculiar section in North America where a lot of people are trilingual, not gonna lie. So me being trilingual, it's not that impressive in my corner of the world either. And like trilingualism, impressive, there's always an asterisk, there's always like a caveat. It's like you won't gain weight eating McDonald's. Asterisk caveat if you eat less than 2,000 calories a day. Okay, well, it like depends on the person, but in my case, I wouldn't gain weight if I ate less than 2,000 calories a day, even if it was all McDonald's. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is like, is it impressive to be trilingual? And this is like a kind of like a complex answer, and we can approach it through many different angles. So I want to talk about that. So basically, like like the comment said before, like if you're from Europe, I'm going to assume it's from where I'm like in the world, where there's like people from all these different backgrounds. Like in my case, like I said, it's like I'm half Japanese and half like North American. So my mom is English, and then my dad, Japanese. So like you just learned that at home, right? And like the Saturday school for plus the Japanese, and then okay, here we go. French school. Yeah, I went to French school for kindergarten to high school, like I said in the last video. And then, you just learn these languages almost naturally. And it's like, yeah, you have to put an effort, but it's not like learning Korean at 26 years old. Or it's not learning, like, I don't know, Japanese at 19 years old while going to college. It's like I learned all of these languages when I was younger. And I'm sure like 90% of the trilingual people I know, actually, let me correct that, 100% of the trilingual people that I know have learned all of these languages, you could say like passively under use. It's not really like opening a book and I'm gonna start learning Spanish on Duolingo. And I've been down that route also. In grade 9 we had to do Spanish for 1 year, and yeah, it was hard for me, like it didn't really stick. And then last year, I was working and I had a few Spanish coworkers. So I was like, okay, might as well learn Spanish, and then the Spanish side of YouTube seems like something interesting also. And I'm addicted to YouTube, so like two birds, one stone. Communicate with my coworkers and be able to watch more YouTube, count me in. So I downloaded Duolingo, and apparently Duolingo is like not the best way to study or anything like that, but downloaded Duolingo and I tried to learn Spanish. I did it for like a couple of weeks, like 5 weeks, not a couple, like 5 weeks. See, my English is a bit dicey recently. A couple would mean 2 weeks, but around 5 weeks. And yeah, it didn't stick, unfortunately. I do it before going to bed, so like I remember some stuff like agua. Not much else, unfortunately. All that to say, it's extremely hard to learn, second language, a third language, once you're older. And yeah, it just blows my mind for everyone who's able to do that. So respect to them. I tip my hat, my imaginary hat, to them. But like the commenter said from earlier in this video, I imagine it's a similar situation in Europe. And I think like in the United States especially though, like being bilingual and trilingual, it's a little bit more rare. Because I remember like I used to go to these baseball tournaments that my brother used to participate in, and then a lot of the time they would give us like pamphlets like presenting us the team and all that. And there was a team from like, I'm not too sure, I think it was a team from Texas or something like that, and their big thing was like, yeah, everyone on our team is bilingual, and they had it like in their little pamphlet also. I don't know, I don't remember what the other teams put on, but like for that team, I think some teams are like everyone in this team likes pizza, or like whatever. It's like whatever, like a fun fact about the team. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I made that a pizza thing up. I don't remember. I lied. Sorry. Welcome back to the Rice Bowl channel. But for the team from Texas, it was like everyone on that team was bilingual. That was their fun fact. And me and my brother were like, snap, yo, you guys could have put everyone on our team is trilingual. But yeah, so I think in like parts in the United States is a bit more rare, and parts in the world where there's like, you could say like less immigration, and like everyone's from the same background, like Japan, there's not that many fluently bilingual people, yet alone trilingual. So yeah, it's like a whole different story. It's not like in North America, or like the commenter said in Europe, because I think Europe is a similar situation, like English, French, and then like whatever language they speak. Or if they're from like a different part in the world and they immigrated to Europe, they have their mother tongue and all also. So yeah, trilingual is like pretty common, all things considered, quote unquote. Again, I think it's like extremely impressive though if you become trilingual, or like even bilingual. Honestly, just learning a language later on in life, that just blows my mind for everyone who's able to do that. Because I, Rice Bowl, have tried and no success, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not some kind of super smart human or anything like that, just blessed about my background, and I just like talking with people, so that's the situation. Yeah, I am trilingual, but asterisk, it's not stuff I learned later on in life. So when people ask me like, oh, how can I learn this, how can I learn that, it's like I'm not able to really give any advice. The only advice I can give, and I'll make another, like a whole video about this, because like I have quite a bit to say, is like, how could you become better in Japanese? Because my Japanese was like not that great, and it's only after quitting Japanese school I did a few things I talked about in the last video a bit also. Like, it was basically just immersing myself, but I'll tell you how I did that in a future video potentially, to just kind of get to that next level. Now, there's a kid, when we're talking about like bilingual, trilingual, and all that, there's a kid that I know of. I used to work in a school cafeteria, and this kid, he spoke 16 languages or something like that. And I think, turns out, like, okay, today I learned, like TIL, that there was like India, it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Apparently there's like 20 languages or even more, like 40. You could let me know in the comment section down below. Like, I'm probably like butchering this up, but there's like a lot of languages. And this guy spoke like 14 dialects or whatever of like, I don't know, like if they're dialects or languages or what, variations, but he spoke like 14 of these different Indian languages, or like probably more, I don't know. Like, from what I heard, he spoke like 16 languages, and he wasn't a language major. I know he wasn't Indian. Yeah, I don't know. He had like blonde hair, like he was not Indian. He was probably European though. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And 16 languages, and I was like, whoa, and he was like talking with the Indian professors, and he spoke Arabic also, like Arabic. That blew my mind also, because I used to have a lot of Arabic coworkers, and I had no idea what they were saying, so they'd have to speak to me in French, some in English, but French was easier a lot of the time, despite my French not being the best, even though I went to French school for all these years. Anyways, that's the scoop. To recap, my opinion on this whole like trilingual, saying is, in my case, honestly, it's not super duper impressive, and like the comment said, in Europe, apparently it's not that impressive also. You could let me know in the comment section down below if that's the case. However, just in my opinion though, like, man, it's like respect to all those people who learn languages later on in life, even like a second language, a third language, or anything like that, because it's something that I've actually tried before. It's like making YouTube videos. Before you do them, you see a video with 100 views and you're like 100 views, but after doing it, you're like, man, respect. Even getting 100 views, it's like, takes a while. Like, who would have known that doing like something new could be so difficult, be it YouTube, be it like learning a new language, be it learning a new skill. So anyways, respect to everyone out there who's learning a new language. Sorry for the clickbaity titles. Thank you very much for watching today's video and the support, folks. See you in the next one. Have a nice day and goodbye.